You're sitting in a meeting. Your boss is talking. Numbers on a whiteboard. Deadlines. Important stuff. And then a woman walks in, and for just a second, your brain short-circuits. You didn't choose that. You didn't plan it. It just happened. For over 200,000 years, every single one of your male ancestors experienced this exact same pull. So, why does the male brain respond to women, even when it has every reason not to? The answer is written in your biology, and it goes back further than you think. Look at the male brain under an fMRI scanner. Show a man a neutral image, no reaction. Show him a financial threat, mild activation. Show him an attractive woman, and the reward center lights up like a pinball machine. Over 70% of men report involuntary attention shifts toward women, even in high-focus tasks. When that many men share the same pattern, you stop calling it distraction. You start calling it design. A male lion doesn't lose focus mid-hunt because a lioness walked by. His mating instinct is seasonal, controlled, switched off when survival demands it. Ours never fully switches off. And we are the only male species on Earth that built entire civilizations. Art, war, religion, economy, partially around this one biological drive. In 2009, evolutionary psychologist David Buss of the University of Texas at Austin, author of The Evolution of Desire, one of the most cited works in evolutionary psychology, published findings showing that male attention toward female cues is not random. It is calibrated. Men don't just notice women. They unconsciously scan for specific biological signals, waist-to-hip ratio, skin clarity, facial symmetry, all proxies for fertility and genetic health. His team found that this scanning happens in under 150 milliseconds, faster than conscious thought. Then there's the neuroscience side. In 2008, researchers at Emory University found that male brains release dopamine, the same chemical triggered by food and cocaine, in response to visual female cues. And here's what makes it stranger. This dopamine response is stronger in men who report the highest self-control in other areas of life. The more disciplined the man, the more intense the biological pull. Mainstream evolutionary biology actually has a clean answer for this. It's called parental investment theory, first proposed by Robert Trivers in 1972. The idea is simple. Because women invest more biologically in reproduction, pregnancy, nursing, years of caregiving, men evolve to compete aggressively for female attention. Noticing women isn't weakness. It's the output of a system built to maximize reproductive success. It makes sense. It's logical. It's probably a big part of the story. But it doesn't explain why this drive doesn't turn off even in men who are already in committed relationships, even in men who consciously don't want it. Go back 300,000 years. Picture a small group of early Homo sapiens on the African savannah. Roughly 20 to 50 individuals. Resources are scarce. Predators are real. And reproductive windows, the chance to pass on your genes, are narrow. In this world, a man who failed to notice fertile women didn't become your ancestor. Fossil evidence from Jebel Irhoud, Morocco, dated to approximately 315,000 years ago, shows some of the earliest anatomically modern humans living in exactly these small, high-competition social groups. Genetic analysis of ancient DNA, published by researchers at the Max Planck Institute for Evolutionary Anthropology, reveals that early human males had extremely high reproductive variance, meaning a small number of men fathered a disproportionately large number of offspring. What they discovered was brutal. Male attention toward women wasn't just preference. It was survival arithmetic. And here's what nobody expected. The neural pathways that drove that ancient attention are structurally identical to the ones firing in your brain right now. Your visual cortex, your dopamine system, your amygdala, they are not modern. They are 300,000 years old. And your brain still runs that ancient program even when you're sitting in a perfectly safe, perfectly modern office meeting. No male organism in 3.5 billion years of life on Earth has ever done what human men did. The male chimpanzee, our closest relative, has been around for 6 million years. His mating attention is purely seasonal, purely hormonal, purely mechanical. And in all that time, he never built a love poem, never painted a portrait, never started a war over a woman. And then there's us. We went from scattered hunter-gatherers to pyramid builders, from cave walls to the Sistine Chapel, from tribal fires to billion-dollar perfume industries. Art, architecture, fashion, music, war, trade. So much of human civilization consciously or not shaped by this one biological signal. Nothing in the entire history of life on this planet has ever taken a simple reproductive instinct and built a world around it like that. And scientists still can't fully agree on why our species crossed that line. The most honest answer science has right now is, we don't fully know. We've got the fossils, we've got the fMRI scans, we've got the dopamine data, but we don't have the full picture. Maybe this isn't a flaw in the male brain, maybe it's a clue. Because if this drive is ancient enough to survive 300,000 years of famine, war, climate change, and civilization, then it isn't just biology. It's the oldest story this species has ever told. A species that builds cathedrals and composes symphonies, and still can't explain why a stranger across a room can stop time. And we still don't know where the biology ends and the human being begins.